Hi, Madelaine. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. What an excellent background you have.
Thank you so much. My name is Dennis Davila. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm very excited to talk to you. Congratulations, chapter 2. You survived chapter 1, so that's good.
It is good. Hopefully I survive chapter 2. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. So talk to me, where do we find Maya emotionally at the start of chapter 2? And how does her trauma from the first film affect her now?
Yeah, you pick up in movie 2 right where you left off in movie 1. Maya's waking up in the hospital.
Mhm.
Immediately, she is overwhelmed with grief for the loss of her fiance, her boyfriend Ryan. And
Mhm.
very quickly, her fight or flight has to take over in order to survive the circumstances. And you're watching in real time a person who was once just a normal girl going to a job interview fight herself almost intrinsically um, against losing her humanity. And in the whole second movie, you're watching a person struggle with the loss of their humanity in order to fight to survive. And all of the trauma from movie 1 has informed her on how to behave in a smarter, stealthier, and quicker way to survive.
Nice, nice. So between fear, anger, and resilience, which emotion you think it drives Maya the most in this sequel?
I think in the first movie, fear drove her a lot. I think
Mhm.
resilience is the second film, and I'll say anger is probably for the third.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's very angry with everything that is happening to her, with the loss of her boyfriend, and it reflects on everything she's trying to do to survive, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk a little bit with spoilers here because I have to. It was my favorite scene from the movie. How closely did you work with the stunt team to bring the wild boar scene to life?
It's also my favorite scene in the film. Um,
Awesome.
we didn't have a lot of time with stunts to work on that. And
Okay.
originally, they weren't going to give me a creature actor to work with either. So I was just going to be like writhing around in the dirt by myself. And a couple days before, I was like, hey guys, like, we need something there for me to react to in order for this to feel real. And thankfully, we found somebody who could do it. And it was honestly kind of in the moment. I think I had like an hour before we started shooting to really nail that in. And I'm really thankful I had that hour, and I'm really thankful it turned out the way it did. I think our VFX team like absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Did they use like a puppet or something, for you to reference?
No, we had a stunt guy in a black
Oh,
suit. He was completely covered in a black suit, face and all. Um, and basically just attacking me as if he was the boar. And what I mean, he was so wonderful. He would make the sounds, and he was really like emulating a boar. So it made my life a lot easier. It was still difficult.
yeah.
I'm still like fighting with a guy and not a boar, but it was, I mean, he was wonderful. I can't thank him enough.
I mean, first few seconds from that scene, I'm like, what is happening here? This is completely different from what I was expecting. So it was really good. Definitely my favorite scene.
Yeah.
How much, now that we are talking about, action and all that stuff, how much time do you usually spend in the makeup chair for
Mm.
all the bruises and the wounds and, the special effects from the cut that you had?
Yeah, so on an average day as Maya in movie 2, I'd say it was about an hour to an hour 15 on just the face prosthetics of all the wounds. When they involved the legs, there was a couple scenes where you
Uh-huh.
saw my full legs. I had to lay down, and I think it was 4 hours we did because each wound was so specific and so gruesome. So it was about 4 hours, I think, on the legs.
I love special effects and makeup, and I really wanted to ask you that because it takes a lot of time to
Yeah.
actually build that kind of stuff. So I'm a huge fan of that. So my last question: which scene left you completely drained at the end of the day, either emotionally or physically?
I would say the boar scene, honestly. Mostly because we were in the real woods and there were so many obstacles for me. And there's this
Mhm.
giant log on the ground, and I hit my head on that log probably like
Mhm.
15 or 20 times. And by the end of the
Mhm.
day, they were like, "You probably shouldn't fall asleep." And I was like, "Why not?" Like, well, you could be think maybe you should just stay awake, so that you don't, so we just make sure you're fine. And I was like, okay. So that
Oh my
that scene
god.
probably was the most draining one.
I can tell. I can tell. All right. So Final thing, can you please send a message to everyone in Puerto Rico that is waiting for The Strangers Chapter 2?
Puerto Rico, come see The Strangers Chapter 2, only in theaters September 26th. I would really appreciate it. I think you're really going to love it. It's really special.
Thank you so much, Madelaine. My time is
Thank
up.
you.
So thank you again. Congratulations. You were great.